Okay, hello, and I'm just making this quick video just to show off my version 1, I suppose, of my Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game Dice Roller. So you should be able to see here I'm using a program called LabView, which is a graphical programming package that I started using in my physics course. It's pretty fun to use, and I just thought that when you roll dice on the table, they bounce off the table, they get lost behind, trod on, and when you're not feeling at your best, it's difficult to do mental arithmetic. So I thought I'd rustle up something like this just to make the whole process a bit easier. So on the right over here, there are some sliders and buttons and stuff. So at the moment we have a box up at the top here where you can put in your appropriate characteristic. For example, there's 59, that's my character's intelligence score. And these sliders on the side allow you to add modifiers to the test that you're about to roll for. I've added a bar in for skill training, so plus 10, plus 20, plus 30 if you have the extra 10 for talented. Because people like to take lots of different items of war gear, and there are sort of plus 2s and plus 3s and plus 5s that get thrown in, I've added this additional slider on the side which goes from 0 to 40. So we'll adjust that to 10 to take account for my character's combi tool. And this is the test difficulty slider, so for every test that you take, the Games Master will set a difficulty from plus 60, very easy, to minus 60, almost impossible. So let's say it's a hard tech use test, so it's rolled against my intelligence, which is 59. I get plus 10 in tech use, plus 10 for my combi tool, minus 20. I've added these two buttons in down here. If you're fatigued, you can just click that on and off. You take minus 10 to your test if you're fatigued, which I won't be, so I take that off. And if you're untrained in a particular skill, it gets tested at half your characteristic, so checking that performs the necessary calculation. So when I've set the sliders to the right place, I press the run button and it generates a result. So my total bonus is 0, plus 10 minus 20 is 0. So I needed to roll 59 or under, and unfortunately my D100 came up as 67. I get a nice big red light there to show me that I have indeed failed that test, and it also calculates your degrees of failure. Let's say that I didn't like that roll, I spend a fate point and re-roll. Oh, I failed again. Oh, there it goes, it calculates a degree. But I can keep running till I get a success. There we go, you get a nice big green light, and it also calculates degrees of success for you. So going over to the left now, this is the block diagram, so this shows all the wiring underneath what's going on. And it's pretty basic really, it's just a lot of simple arithmetic. I've used these case structures for the occasions where if something is true then this, if something is false then this. For example, up here, if you are trained in the skill, the characteristic number simply goes straight through and then gets added on with all these bonuses. If you are untrained, that goes to true, characteristic gets divided by 2, rounded down, and then it goes through all here. And one problem I did have originally when creating the degrees of success was that if it was a failure, the number that came out of this subtract function here was negative, and then being divided by 10 it might come out to say minus 3.8. This rounding function though would round it down to minus 4, which is not correct. If I've succeeded by failed by 38, then that's 3 degrees of success, 3 degrees of failure, not 4. So I've had to remove the sign on the number that comes out of here by squaring and then square rooting it back to get a positive number. I did consider using a case example, I've forgotten the name of it now, a case box in here so that a self-activating one, so if it was negative then it would go through and do that, but I think that's a much more elegant solution. I think that's pretty much it. Stuff to do for version 2 is I need to add a function where I can input all of my characteristics, all 9 of them, and then add a drop-down box or some sort of feature where I can quickly choose between each characteristic and then just roll the dice straight away. In future as well, I'd also like to add a hit indicator, so if a ballistic or a weapon skill test is rolled, it will come up with the hit location, how many hits you've scored, and possibly also some sort of damage calculator as well for popular weapons. I could add a drop down box. So yes, we'll see how version 2 comes along. That's all for now. Thank you very much.